All right, good morning, everybody. It is October 24th, and it's right at 6 o'clock. No, I'm sorry, 6:30 in the morning. I'm running a little late. First time I've been able to hunt all week. Just been slammed at work, so haven't had the ability to get out like I'd want to. But I really didn't want to go out and booger anything up because the conditions have been horrible. It's been almost 80 or in the 80s all week long. And so we've got this huge cold front that pushed through last night, started yesterday into last night. So rained on and off all day yesterday, hard storms. And then last night rained, and then that cold front pushed in. So now it is around 44 degrees, something like that. So a significant drop in temperature. We've got high pressure. DeerCast has it as great conditions all day today, which is the first time in a long time for that. So really excited, headed out to the main farm. You know, out here, basically I've got 2 deer that I know of, but this farm is a rut farm. I mean, late October, when those deer start moving into their, fall ranges, we'll start seeing deer we've never seen, don't have much intel or any intel on. So no telling what could show up out here today. But I know we've got Crabby 10 out here on this spot. And then of course, Frisky. Frisky's not on the list because I'm pretty sure this year he's just 4, could be even 3, but he's just got a towering rack. And I really would like to see him on the hoof just to get a better look at him. But those are the 2 I know about. But like I said, I mean, most of the deer we've harvested off of this farm we don't have any intel on because it's a roaming spot. They're coming up that funnel, and they got a ton of does, so we pull a ton of bucks. So long story short, no telling what I'm going to see today. We're going to hunt here half the day, and then we're going to bounce over to Fort Knox, and I'm going to get into that set, pull those cards, hopefully they're still there, and see what kind of intel we got on that Tink's mock scrape. Put in the mock scrape finisher last time I was out there. Had a ton of deer hitting it, just nothing that was, I had 1 mature buck with a jacked up right side, but that was about it. Or maybe it was his left side, sorry, was his left side. But we're gonna see what's out there. If I've pulled some different deer, I will continue to keep that set there. If not, I might go ahead and just pull that set and find me another place to put it up while I'm out here today. So guys, we're headed in, running a little late, but we're still gonna have about an hour before sunup by the time we get all set up in the stand. So plenty of time. Hope you continue to hang in there, and we should be bringing you some really good action here before too long. Stay tuned. Well, as you can see, no luck. So I had 2 does run across the bottom of that field, and when I say run, they pretty much ran all the way across the field. They stopped on that little grass road for a second and then ran the rest of the way over, I think, going towards the food plot. Probably, I think it was 10 after 9. I saw something over in the woods to my left moving, and it was a coyote. And so kind of like, made some noises, try to get it to come out over to where I was at, but no luck. And then within seconds, I see something else moving in this exact same spot, thinking it's another coyote, and it wasn't. It was a little spike buck. So they literally had to walk right past each other. And he comes out, mills around in that little bottom, and I'm filming him on the right side of the tree. And as he kind of comes up that hill, I go to move the camera arm and everything. I just filmed him for a little bit, and I shut it off, and I move my foot and knock my backpack and everything out of it, all down, hit the ladder all the way to the ground. Stuff goes everywhere. And of course, all the deer kind of disperse. So sat there until 11 and packed everything up. Went and checked that memory card or that camera. And the only buck that I have coming in there right now, other than, dinks, is Frisky. And he's not on the list, and he's also only coming in either real early in the morning, like 2 and 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, or real late at night, 10 o'clock on. So he is nocturnal right now, and that's the only buck that I have out there showing up. So I'm out here at Fort Knox. I'm checked in. I'm getting ready to hike in here. I'm the only one checked into this area, so it's a really big area, and to be the only one out here. So it's 1.7 miles to my setup. I'm going to get back there and do a card pull. Hopefully no one's walked off with my camera, and I can get some intel here. And I haven't been back here in about 2 weeks. So if I have some good intel, I'm going to climb up and hunt. If I have nothing, then this set's been here for a month and a half. And the only thing I really have is that 3.5-year-old one, a buck that has the jacked up one side. So if I don't get any intel, I'm basically just going to use this afternoon to scout and to get all that stuff set up in a different location. But other than that, guys, we're going to get after it. And hopefully I got a big old monster buck to bring you, and we're going to climb up in this tree and hunt him tonight. If not, we're scouting. So either way, we're in the woods, and we're going to get after it. So continue to hang in there. Hopefully I'm bringing you some really good action soon. All right, everybody, as you can see, I'm all set up. And I came in and pulled that card out of that camera, and yes, all my stuff is here. I got 2 people on camera, and so one of the things that amazes me is we're on public land. Granted, you have to be checked in here, so not a lot of people, I'd say, check into this site, at this area. It would be hard to figure out who stole your stuff, I would think, but none of my stuff gets stolen. I mean, it's just people wave at the camera, like they respect each other's hunting stuff out here. Versus even on private land where I've had thousands of dollars of stuff stolen, come up missing, vandalized, whatever. So anyway, I pulled that camera, and we've got a ton of deer activity, does and bucks. I got a lot of bucks, like probably 12, 13, 14 different bucks, but nothing like big, gigantic monsters, no big mature bucks. I'd say the oldest one's 3, and I mean, for public land, I would definitely, I would shoot that buck for my first tag here on post. Still got my gun tag. I still got doe tags for both gun and archery. And then I also got my statewide tag. So long story short, I would definitely be more than happy to take a 3-year-old on post for my first buck. So we're all set up. I got the Tink's buck. One's across from me. And then I got one, there's a trail that comes from this bedding behind me and goes across to this thicket. It's 28 yards away. I just paced it off as I walk back, but I hung one of those pucks right as they're going up into the brush. So I got a puck hanging down there at 28 yards. I got one here probably at 6 yards. I got the musk scrape. Now I've got plenty of deer activity in here, so we're going to go ahead and keep this set up here. I think to get into the shotgun season here in Fort Knox, as these leaves continue to fall, I'm going to be able to see up into this thicket way better. So they're used to it being here. The activity is significantly increased with that musk scrape here, so we're going to go ahead and keep hanging in here. So there was deer in here this morning at 10 a.m. So we're going to sit tight. I'm going to give it about an hour and let all that tinks get up in the air. And then I'm just going to wear these black racks out and start doing some calling. I got nothing to lose. I'm on public land. There were boot prints, fresh boot prints from this morning. I'm assuming because we had a heavy rain last night, and they would have gotten washed out. So somebody came in and hunted this morning, but they stopped about half a mile. I went about another half mile after where I saw they stopped. So nothing's fresh back here. No one's been back here recently. So I'm gonna get all settled in here. It's only 2:30. Got plenty of time. About an hour from now, I'm gonna go to town on this black rag and this extinguisher, and we'll see if we can't call something in. Stay tuned. Well, as you can see, didn't have any luck last night on Fort Knox. I mean, I didn't even see a deer. So I took the morning off. One, I'm just exhausted. Two, I need to get some stuff done around the house. So I got all that done. And it's Sunday, October 25th. It's about 50 degrees right at 4 o'clock. So got in here a little later than I like. But based on everything that I've seen over the past couple of days, I don't think I'm gonna hurt anything. Didn't bump anything, haven't seen anything in this food plot. So it's about the only place that I have to go with this wind, where it's basically hitting me in the face, going back in this open field. So we're gonna hang out, and who knows, might get lucky. Frisky is the only one that I have out here, and he's coming in after dark, early morning. That big pincher's 10 or crabby 10 or whatever you want to call him, he hasn't shown back up either. So this is the part that starts wearing people out, is when you're putting in the time, and that deer activity really just plummets because of that October lull. I mean, these bucks are preparing for the rut, so they're staying bedded up longer. They're moving more or less nocturnally. They're not going far from their bed to feed. So they're typically gonna bed in, an oak flat, something like that, in some thick brush where they can get up, mill around, and lay back down and conserve that energy. So just that time of year, keep telling myself that, but you don't never know, and you can't kill them on the couch. So we're out here, we're gonna sit till dark and hopefully have some luck and be bringing you all some good action here before too long. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap this weekend up. I mean, unfortunately, that late October cold front did not produce the results that we thought it was going to. And, bottom line, to go through this every year, this is when you start getting frustrated, especially when you're putting in as much time as possible. When you're out there in September, you got all kinds of activity. You're seeing a lot of good buck activity, even like last 2 weeks ago on that first cold front of October. Had a great morning, seeing several bucks, 2-3-year-old bucks sparring right in front of me, and then boom, just like someone hit a light switch, it just turns it off. And unless you're just honed in on a buck's bedding area, which is typically going to be next to their food source this time of year, oak flat, in a thicket, something like that, because these bucks are just getting up, milling around, and then typically laying back down, conserving that energy because they know what's coming. And it's going to start firing up, and based on the activity we're already seeing, new scrapes and rubs and so on and so forth, you know, it's coming. And so that's the part that you just got to keep being out here and, you know, putting in your time, and then eventually you come across that right deer, the one that you want to put your tag around. So that's what we're going to keep doing. I got a couple days this week that I'm going to try to get in before work, hunt a few hours, and then get out. And then we'll be right back at it, hardcore, starting on Friday, nonstop, eat, breathe, and sleep deer. So just that time of year, it's frustrating, but at the same time, you don't know if you're not out here. And what would be more frustrating is to do a card pull and knowing that there was a big 10 point standing out here 30 yards away from my tower, and I wasn't out here. So guys, we're going to keep at it, but until next time, wake up and hunt.